Learners, let's tackle ecosystems, biomes, and species. What is the ecosystem? The ecosystem is the community of living organisms in conjunction with non-living components of their environment, interacting as a system. An ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals, and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, work together to form a bubble of life. Ecosystems contain biotic and living parts, as well as abiotic factors or non-living parts. Biotic factors include plants, animals, and other organisms. Abiotic factors include rocks, temperature, and humidity. Every factor in an ecosystem depends on every other factor, either directly or indirectly. A change in the temperature of an ecosystem will often affect that plants will grow there. For instance, animals that depend on plants for food and shelter will have to adapt to the changes, move to another ecosystem, or perish. Learners, here are the types of ecosystem. An ecosystem can be as small as an oasis in a desert, or as big as an ocean, spanning thousands of miles. There are two types of ecosystem: terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystems are exclusively land-based ecosystems. There are different types of terrestrial ecosystems distributed around various geological zones. They are as follows: forest ecosystems, grassland ecosystems, tundra ecosystems, desert ecosystems. Learners, when we say forest ecosystem, it consists of several plants, animals, and microorganisms that live in coordination with the abiotic factors of the environment. Forests help in maintaining the temperature of the earth and are the major carbon sink. In grassland ecosystem, the vegetation is dominated by grasses and herbs. Temperate grasslands, savanna grasslands are some of the examples of grassland ecosystems. Tundra ecosystems are devoid of trees and are found in cold climates or where rainfall is scarce. These are covered with snow for most of the year. The ecosystem in the Arctic or mountain tops is tundra type. Let's land on desert ecosystems. Deserts are found throughout the world. These are regions with very low rainfall. The days are hot and the nights are cold. Another type of ecosystem is aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystems present in a body of water. It is the largest ecosystem in the world. It comprises of freshwater and marine ecosystem. It constitutes 70% of the surface of the earth. This can be further divided into two types, namely freshwater ecosystem and marine ecosystem. The freshwater ecosystem is an aquatic ecosystem that includes lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and wetlands. These have no salt content in contrast with the marine ecosystem. On the other hand, the marine ecosystem includes seas and oceans. These have a more substantial salt content and greater biodiversity in comparison to the freshwater ecosystem. The structure of the ecosystem. The structure of an ecosystem is characterized by the organization of both biotic and abiotic components. This includes the distribution of energy in our environment. It also includes the climatic conditions prevailing in that particular environment. The structure of an ecosystem can be split into two main components, namely biotic components and abiotic components. The biotic and abiotic components are interrelated in an ecosystem. It is an open system where the energy and components can flow throughout the boundaries. Biotic components refer to all life in an ecosystem. Based on nutrition, biotic components can be categorized into autotrophs, heterotrophs, and sapotrophs or decomposers. When we say abiotic components, these are non-living components of an ecosystem. It includes air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, etc. The abiotic components help in the synthesis of organic components that involves the exchange of energy. Learners, what are the functions of ecosystem? The functions of ecosystem are as follows. First, it regulates the essential ecological processes, supports life systems, and renders stability. Second, it is also responsible for the cycling of nutrients between biotic and abiotic components. Third, it maintains a balance among the various trophic levels in an ecosystem. What makes a good ecosystem? A good ecosystem consists of native plants and animal species interacting with each other and the environment. A healthy ecosystem has an energy source and decomposers that break down dead plants and animal matter, returning essential nutrients to the soil. The whole surface of Earth is a series of connected ecosystems. Ecosystems are often connected in a larger biome. Let's tackle biomes. A biome is a large area characterized by its vegetation, soil, climate, and wildlife. There are 5 major types of biomes: aquatic, grassland, forest, desert, and tundra. Though some of these biomes can be further divided into more specific categories such as freshwater, marine, savanna, tropical rainforest, temperate rainforest. Aquatic biomes include both freshwater and marine biomes. Freshwater biomes are bodies of water surrounded by land, such as ponds, lakes, rivers, that have a salt content of less than 1%. Marine biomes cover close to 3/4 of Earth's surface. Marine biomes include the ocean, coral reefs, and estuaries. Grasslands are open regions that are dominated by grass and have a warm, dry climate. There are 2 types of grasslands: tropical grasslands, sometimes called savannas, and temperate grasslands. Savannas are found closer to the equator and can have a few scattered trees. They cover almost half of the continent of Africa, as well as areas of Australia, India, and South America. On the other hand, temperate grasslands are found farther away from the equator in South America, Hungary, Argentina, Uruguay, North America, and Russia. They do not have any trees or shrubs and receive less precipitation than savannas. Another is forest. Forests are dominated by trees and cover about 1/3 of the earth. Forests contain much of the world's terrestrial biodiversity, including insects, birds, and mammals. Let's move to deserts. Deserts are dry areas where rainfall is less than 50 centimeters per year. They cover around 20% of Earth's surface. Deserts can be either cold or hot. Although most of them are found in subtropical areas, because of their extreme conditions, there is not as much biodiversity found in deserts as in other biomes. Another is a tundra. A tundra has extremely inhospitable conditions, with the lowest measured temperatures of any of 5 major biomes, with average yearly temperatures ranging from 34 to 12 degrees Celsius. They also have a low amount of precipitation, just 15 to 25 centimeters per year, as well as poor quality soil nutrients and short summers. The tundra does not have much biodiversity and vegetation is simple, including shrubs, grasses, mosses, and lichens. This is partly due to a frozen layer under the soil surface called permafrost. Let's tackle species. A species is often defined as a group of individuals that actually or potentially interbreed in nature. In this sense, a species is the biggest gene pool possible under natural conditions. A biological species is a group of organisms that can reproduce with one another in nature and produce fertile offspring. Species are characterized by the fact that they are reproductively isolated from other groups, which means that the organisms in one species are incapable of reproducing with organisms in another species. A species is one of the most specific classification that scientists use to describe animals. Scientists use a system of binomial nomenclature to describe animals without the confusion of common names. This system uses the genus as the first name, which is always capitalized, and the species name is the second name, always lowercase. Since the days of Carl Linnaeus, the creator of binomial nomenclature, animals have been constantly classified and reclassified into different groups, genera, species, and subspecies. Linnaeus, classifying organisms in the 1700s, restricted his classifications to the physical attributes of various organisms. Most organisms, surprisingly, he correctly identified as being related. Others, however, he couldn't have been more wrong about. Modern-day genetic techniques have given us much better window into the historical relationship between animals.